Architecture begins with a thought, a dream, a single line, but then you build it. And all of a sudden, the dream, you can touch her. She is real.
Në dekadat e fundit, Shqipëria ka kaluar nga izolimi ekstrem në një periudhë të hapjes dhe ndërtimit të identitetit të ri kombëtar. Në këtë tranzicion politik, shoqëror dhe urban, arkitektura ka luajtur një rol më të madh se sa thjesht krijimi i ndërtesave. Ajo është kthyer në një gjuhë të re për të shprehur ambicjet e një vendi që kërkon të ndërtojë jo vetëm struktura, por edhe lidhje të reja me botën, me të ardhmen dhe me qytetarët e saj. Festivali Bread and Heart, Bukë e Zemër, vjen në një kontekst si një ngjarje ku përplasen me dashamirësi dy forca: mikpritja shqiptare, e rrënjosur thellë në kulturë dhe histori, dhe vizioni bashkëkohor i ndërtimit urban, i sjell nga mbi 150 studio arkitekture nga e gjithë bota. Shqipëria po bëhet një skenë eksperimentale për ide të reja arkitekturore, për bashkëpunime ndërkulturore dhe për reflektim të guximshëm mbi të shkuarën dhe të ardhmen.
I'm absolutely delighted, emotional also, because to have all of you sitting here and someone of the younger architects said to me, what is happening? I never imagined to see the heroes of my youth sitting in some stairs in Tirana. We are approaching the European Union, but we are not yet very much regulated here, so we can good out of it. I'm really very thankful, and when I remember how it's all started, it's crazy. I was mayor of Tirana and I was in Rotterdam, and someone took the stage, and I thought was kind of a blonde Dutch version of David Copperfield, the magician. And I was like under the magic. And I approached the guy and I say, I like very much your presentation, and I'd very much like you to come to Albania. And he says, where? And he is here now, begging at the stair, Vini Mas. And then we had our first international competition. Someone said to me, what you are expecting for the festival, from the festival to give back. And my only expectation, the real one, is that every one of you leaves with the regret that it ended and with the impatience to come back next year. Chris, thank you for this beautiful venue. Thanks to you, we could have this fantastic reception. So it's really a fantastic gift for the country, for the city, for the people working here, and it's absolutely unique for my narcissism.
Në një kohë kur shumë vende mbyllen në frikë dhe dyshim, Shqipëria vendos të hapet dhe bën këtë përmes arkitekturës si akt politik, si formë përfaqësimi, si mënyrë për të treguar se qytetet dhe fshatrat nuk janë thjesht hapësira për të jetuar, por pasqyra e shpirtit të një kombi që kërkon të rilind, jo me retorik, por me punë konkrete dhe bashkëpunim ndërkombëtar.
This festival is, in its own way, a bayram of the spirit, an act of stepping forward, not to dominate the land, but to listen to it, not to impose, but to imagine together, not to sacrifice one vision for another, but to lay down our egos so that something common, something greater can rise in their place. And if this seems like coincidence, this alignment of sacred day and the new beginning, I must say, and trust me, I've come a long way in every sense. And rightly or wrongly, I no longer believe in coincidence. So I invite you, each of you, to feel the connection between this day and this new adventure. Architecture can transform not only spaces, but also minds, not only locations, but also the imagination of a community, its sense of place, its vision of the future, and its self-confidence. Dear guests of the Arc Army, dear local architects, students, developers, and others, a very warm welcome to all of you here today in the living heart of Tirana, in an Albania that today produces more architecture than all the Europe combined, while ascending the final steps that still separate her from the European Olympus. Here today we embark together on a new adventure, to create a space within a spiritual form, not one where architecture must be built, but where architects must be heard. We are here to place a bold bet on architecture as a catalyst in a democratic process where individuals and communities must constantly negotiate and renegotiate their relationship, both territorial and spiritual, by reflecting on the past and learning how to face the future. We have found a name for the space we are here to start creating, Bread and Heart Festival. We have also found a motto, bring some salt, please. The expression bread, heart and salt is the unholy trinity of the holy Albanian hospitality. It once captured the traditional spirit of this land and our old code of honor, which demanded that we welcome guests, travelers, and foreigners by sharing all that we had, but never less than bread for the stomach, salt for the taste, and most importantly, the heart for their safety. Architects don't simply leave a contribution or a mark, they carry something forward. They help us see not one path, but many. Sometimes in straight lines, sometimes in circles, drawing a geometry of belonging. There is real energy in what architecture can generate, an energy that flows through us, that transforms us and reshapes the place itself. Let's see where it leads, but wherever it does, or even if it leads nowhere, let's make sure that while we are together, the bread is abundant, the heart is wide open, and the salt is never missing when it's needed. Thank you.
Imagjino një vend që hendet mes kujtimeve të thella dhe ëndrave të reja, ku një fasade vjetër mban me vete rrëfimin e një kohe që nuk kthehet më, dhe një maket i vogël në një tavolinë tregon drejtimin e së ardhmes. Në një kopsht në zemër të Tiranës ndërtohet një festival. Jo me beton, por me njerëz, me ide, me muzikë, me bukë dhe zemër. Bredent Heart është një moment ku Shqipëria ndalet për të dëgjuar veten, për të parë të tjerët, për të kuptuar se çfarë po ndërtohet brenda dhe jashtë saj.
We are now doing some designs on the coastline. We are also Portuguese, so we know about mistakes that were done on the coastline of these touristical points. We know the potential of Albania, the touristical potential of Albania. I think it's very interesting when we have a common vision among this architectural army and the Prime Minister. We have to invite people to leave the coastline and to enjoy it, but at the same time we have to keep as much as possible the potential of this coast.
Eventually to include I think that the schools of architecture, they need to be part of it, the local ones, and also the local architects. And I think at some point the local architects, they need to kind of, and hopefully they will play a greater role.
What is specific is certainly the speed at which we have been asked to work, the freedom and ambition of the clients, and at the same time the non-correspondence of this ambition to the means, because the means are far more limited than the ambition, which would look like a dramatic situation, but actually I think it's, for architecture, is much worse the standard Western European situation, which you have the means, but you don't have the ambition.
All these people come here, right? Because it's a place where ideas make a mark, and all these ideas exist here because there's a reception and there's a potential for ideas, and local ideas have the same value, the ideas that come from Rome, New York, or China.
Maketet të shpërndara si ishuj, paviljone që hapin krahat si dritare. Tryeza ku ulet një arkitekt japonez pra një gjyshi nga Berati, dhe ndërmjet tyre një fëmijë që dëgjon për herë të parë se arkitektura mund të jetë edhe lojë edhe përgjegjësi.
I'm impressed by Edi Rama. I think he's really leading the transformation of the city with a desire of art, with a desire of something beautiful that can make everybody enjoy. And I really believe that Albania can become a model for countries like Europe who are a little in a moment of decadence maybe, or forgetfulness.
This city is so extraordinary. It's like no other city in the world. Not just the energy, not just the pace, which is extreme and very exhilarating, but it's also a city that is held by nature, by the power of these mountains around it.
And I do hope that you keep the energy and that you enlarge that. And maybe sometimes this kind of bold actions, surprising, that would be the best of the culture to cultivate. And I can imagine that after a period, maybe you fall asleep. And it's not my wish. You're not there yet to act like a pensionado. The densification of Tirana don't stop because the sprawl of your country will go further. And find solutions now even more complicated situations. You have to get to the step that not only architecture of buildings is important, but also the architecture of infrastructure or the architecture of a new metro line. I think also it's the moment that the architecture of your landscapes are on stake.
Ka zëra që flasin për gabime që mësuan më shumë se planet, për projekte që nisën ndryshe dhe përfunduan më mirë, për mikpritje që u bë udhëzuesi vërtet në procesin krijues.
Like how to translate the vision of the Prime Minister or what we're hearing now to tools that will allow the country to be evolved not only on the scale of the building, but also on the scale of the city, the scale of the district, the scale of energy, infrastructure.
Generosity from the landscape, generosity from the people. It looks like a fertile ground. I hope that the generous invitation of the Prime Minister to foster a sense of laboratory, inviting architects from all over the world. I hope that this one will not exclude the local people, the local vision, the local architects.
I wish I can bring a lesson I've learned where I'm from, because of course there's a consequence of this development we had in Italy post-war, which has to be understood well here. No, all the mistakes that we did are some big reference that we have to avoid in this country. We need to generate a sort of critical approach in the way we conceive not just the building design but the building program.
We have to say Edi Rama is an illuminated guy. To build a place, it means to fill this space with reason, joy, and pleasure and passions. And if you are not happy, you cannot be an architect that serves people to be happy in the space they live and to create places.
Në mbrëmje, ndërsa ndriçimi zbut forma dhe muzika mbush ajrin, kupton se nuk je më në një festival. Je në një gjendje kolektive, kur çdo përvojë, një shije, një tingull, një dorë shtrirë, ndërton një Shqipëri tjetër, jo perfekte, por të hapur, reflektuese dhe gati për të bashkëjetuar.
I wish you keep your beautiful country, you know, improving in architecture, but not destroying the landscape, which is amazing. Europe is overruled, and the architects in Europe, they face so many rules and so much bureaucracy that I find totally disappointing as an architect working in different countries.
Albania is a kind of free world in terms of vision that replace rules. Here, with this project, but also with other projects in Vlora, the Lungomare, in fact, completely changed the city. So we did this 8-kilometer public space to give the city a kind of, to link the visual aspect between sea and city, but it is especially the public life that really started to relive. When I see all the projects here, shown here, and that also appear in the book, I would wish probably slightly less spectacle and more concentration on the quality of urban life and the life of people.
The lessons learned is that sometimes design process is very, very short, huge pressure, and then the construction can take very, very long. So I did, for example, the Lake Views project in Tirana. So the design was 6 weeks, and the project was constructed in finished construction 2024. So it took 8 years construction, 6 weeks design.
Let's do a tower. And I said, what? Where? Tirana. How big? Very big, very tall. And we start thinking, and we start this excitement, we start this idea, and what is the program? What should we have inside? No, we will see that after, but first think about the shape, think about the urban forms, thinks about everything that we can put inside us. And then we start talking together, thinking together, having this huge journey together. And then I came, and I finally came. And from that moment, I am extremely lucky of being part of this revolution, of this much more than an evolution.
Kjo nuk është thjesht një ngjarje, është një gjendje njerëzore, një thirrje për të ndërtuar marrëdhënie, jo vetëm ndërtesa, mikpritje shqiptare, ajo që ne quajmë Albanity vendos tonin. Këtu jemi për të dëgjuar, për të reflektuar, për të ndarë.
Everybody is talking about Albania thanks to Edi Rama. Edi Rama was saying that the vision and obviously the wish is to be part of the European Union, and that probably we're living something extraordinary but also unique. So in a way, we are living this, and then we will have to adapt from here to the reality of the rest of the world, where things are made in a different way. They are more boring, they are more sad, but at the same time maybe they are more professional. Where is the balance? I don't know. But I want to be part of it also.
Very interesting constellation, because it brings political power together with architecture, and
power means you can actually move things.
I hope that there will be a lot of attention paid also to urban aspects, because we see a lot of fantastic, really amazing, iconic buildings. To me, I'm an urbanist, and how I feel that when we traverse through the city, it's the city that speaks to us.
So I'm from Austria, from the Alps, like in the mountains. So we are wood country. So wherever I want to work, I would love to work with wood. And like we did some wood structures here. What would be really lovely and what is good in Austria is the entire industry around it, right? Because woodworking, that it works, it needs a circular system, a loop of material. So you take a tree out of the forest, but the forest still grows. So they keep in balance. And so to start this journey, it will take decades.
I would say that my wish/challenge for Albania will be the quality of what is not built.